The Kenyan general election has been hotly contested between Deputy President William Ruto and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. The provisional results projected by the media following the 9th August polling exercise revealed that both Mr. Odinga and Mr. Ruto had gathered a large percentage of the vote and that the winner would gain the majority by only a small fraction of the vote. Furthermore, the remaining two candidates had gained a cumulative 1.85% of the vote, leading most observers to deduce that a runoff election would be necessary to determine Kenya's next president. At the time of this observation, 98% of the votes cast had already been counted, and the remaining 2%, amounting to roughly 200,000 votes, would not be enough to propel either Mr. Ruto or Mr. Odinga into a clear majority. What followed was a circus of confusion and intentional misdirection by IEBC chairman Mr. Wafula Chebukati as the vote counting exercise was stopped and restarted twice. As the final tally was about to be completed, all access that members of the public and media had been granted by Mr. Chebukati was closed off and the exercise was completed in secret before the chairman announced a winner. However, some IEBC commissioners broke rank and refused to endorse the results Mr. Chebukati had announced. 1 week later, we have uncovered evidence of evidence tampering even as Mr. Odinga and his allies prepared to head to court. A laptop device was retrieved from an agent of Mr. Ruto, identified as Mr. Jeffrey Koch. Mr. Koch and others, with assistance from IEBC staff such as Ms. Hilda Kavanga, who is head of system security, have infiltrated the vote tallying server and over a period of 2 weeks starting on 9th August, altered and replaced crucial documents related to the elections. The main documents which were altered include result forms for key battleground counties in the Mount Kenya, Mombasa, and Rift Valley regions. A closer look at the forms for these regions show that the votes cast for the presidential race far outpace the votes cast for other positions, such as governor or members of parliament. These alterations were made from the laptop retrieved from Mr. Koch. The same laptop had been given to Mr. Koch by Mrs. Gladys Cholet, an ally to Mr. Ruto, who was accused of passing the device and other documents to an IEBC staff member involved in the vote counting process. Mr. Chebukati has severally denied any tampering of the tally server and urged anyone with doubts to visit the public portal which IEBC used to display the results. However, when we visited the portal on 20th August, more than 5 days after the counting had stopped, we discovered that new files were being updated and replaced. A forensic search into Mr. Koch's computer revealed why. A program script was still running in the background, seeking out legitimate results forms on the portal and substituting them with altered ones from a localized directory. This would explain how the final count announced by Mr. Chebukati avoided the possibility of a runoff and why his fellow commissioners refused to endorse the announced results. As all eyes are trained towards the Supreme Court, we must ask ourselves, what are the chances of getting justice when the source of evidence is compromised, and who is the real culprit here? Is it Mr. Chebukati who oversaw the system, or the paymasters who, afraid of a fair election, sought to compromise the source of validity?